Max, sit. Good boy. Up. Up. Good boy. No! I assure you, you haven't accidentally clicked on a cute cat video on YouTube. Although that would be fun, we are still going to talk about making golf swing changes. Biggest thing that I have learned is that removing the golf ball is the most effective way to make swing changes. After all, the goal is to make a swing change. Hitting golf shots?
That comes later.
Training your golf swing is no different than training a pet to do tricks. You reward them when they do the ideal behavior, but the key thing is you don't punish them when they don't do the correct behavior. And like many of you down that lens, I'm always working on my swing to make sure that it doesn't become unfunctional like this. And keep it in a good place to hit functional shots like this. Today, we're going to talk about how to make a swing change while you at home. Let's do it right now. Thank you very much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. My name is Kenny. Some of you may know me as Kennie Kat. I am a competitive golfer, and my goal is to help you improve your golf faster by learning from some of my successes and also some of my failures. I do release content every single week, so if you want to know which training aids, which teaching techniques, and which practice guides could possibly help you improve your game, hit that subscribe button so you can get an update from me when I release new content. We've all been there. You want to make a swing change because you are absolutely tired of hitting that really, really bad shot. You sit on the range with a bucket of balls, rehearsing this new movement, and you hit shot after shot, hoping that you're going to get that intended result that you're looking for. Trust me, I've been there before. So today, I'm going to share with you what I've learned on how to make swing changes quickly. My cat has been rather noisy in the morning. So rather than be frustrated with him, I decided to find a solution to reduce his incessant meowing in the morning. He's meowing in the morning because it's effective at getting my attention, and that's what he wants in the morning, is my attention. And his brain doesn't care that he's frustrating or upsetting me. When he meows, I come give him the attention that he wants. I had to find a way to modify his behavior, so I've started only giving him treats when he's doing his tricks and being quiet. Oh yeah, you heard that correctly. My cat does tricks. They don't call me Kennie Kat for nothing.
That's how it happened.
He's learned that less noise is more effective at getting what he wants, which is my attention. Unfortunately, now he just stands by the foot of my bed and stares at me creepily in the morning, almost as if he's plotting to murder me. So if you don't happen to see any videos get updated, you know what happened. And your golf swing is no different. Your brain doesn't care that you're frustrated with your golf swing. It just knows that this is the only tool that it has to effectively hit the golf ball. You have to give yourself a new tool through positive reinforcement. Hitting poor shot after poor shot on the range is only further frustrating you, and that frustration is just going to cause you to go back to what is comfortable, which is the swing move that you don't want to do. The best way that I found is to remove the ball completely, and that allows your brain to focus and isolate on the task of making the movement that you want to make. And like my cat, you give yourself immediate feedback when you do it right. But don't take my word for it. In Hank Haney's book, The Big Miss, where he talks about Tiger Woods, he goes over a specific tournament where he was playing against Vijay Singh, and Tiger Woods calls him and says he doesn't have the swing that it's going to take to win the tournament that weekend. So what Hank Haney tells him to do is, while he's in the hotel, work on his backswing in the mirror, and Tiger Woods goes on and does that for I think 1 or 2 hours, I don't remember the specific amount of time, and then he goes out and eventually wins the tournament that following Sunday. Working on your swing in the mirror is the best way to train your brain to seeing you do a new move and to teach yourself how to implement a new move into your swing. This brings me to a lesson that I had this past week. So I had a tournament coming up on Monday, and I was desperately struggling with this nasty push cut with my driver. And I spent 2 days on the range just bashing balls at my driver, further reinforcing this very bad movement that I was not going to be able to take out onto the course. Now, I knew better, but sometimes I fall into the same trap because after all, I am human. I finally talked some sense to myself, and I stopped and stepped away from the range and realized that I needed to give my brain a new tool to make sure that I could shallow that club and bring it in from the inside so I could hit a straighter golf shot. So I stepped off of the range, went home, and decided that I was not going to hit hit any more full shots with the driver for the rest of the week. And that takes us on to question time. What's the one swing change that you want to make this winter? Put that in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Ian Highfield from Game Like Training recommends you do a sandwich drill and you use some kind of mirror or some kind of like video app to give yourself immediate feedback when you're working on these drills indoors. You may have seen this before in my other video, and if you haven't, I'll put a link to it up above or in the description below. And the way that sandwich drill works is you sandwich the old movement with the new movement, and the goal is to help your brain fire the same neural pathways and reprogram them with the new movement. So step one is you slowly do the new movement while talking out loud what you're doing, and you complete that swing, looking in the mirror, making sure that you're hitting your checkpoints or whatever it is you're working on. Step two is you do the less ideal move or the old move, and you say to yourself as you're doing this what you feel the difference is. And then step three is do the new move with a little bit more speed, not full speed, and talk out loud, again, noticing what you feel is different between the new move and the old move. Make sure you stop after each sandwich and go do a completely different activity. That's a great time to work on your putting stroke if you have an indoor putting mat, or maybe even just do some golf stretches. Remember, separation or time spaced out between the activity is good for forcing your brain to have to recall the new movement that it's learning. Here are some of my top tips if you're doing the sandwich drill. Exaggerate the movement to the point it almost feels comical. Feel is not real, and oftentimes what you think you're doing is not even close to it. Sometimes you have to really exaggerate the movement in order for you to find at full speed what you should be doing. Another tip is this is a great time to input a training aid that can give you physical or audible or some kind of force feedback. Here's a really big top tip. Going faster does not mean you are learning the move any faster. Resist the urge to add speed. Just because you're doing it slow does not mean your brain is not learning how to do it at full speed. And then my final top tip is stick with it. Think in terms of months, not days. It takes a while to learn a new motor program, and it's not likely going to happen over the course of a couple of days. Think more weeks and think more months. So I did this drill every day for 45 minutes in front of the mirror for the next 4 days leading up to the tournament. And while I would love to say that I showed up to the tournament and everything worked itself out, it did not. In fact, on my second hole, I hit a duck hook driver so far left that it almost hit a man that was raking his leaves. Why is there a man in Arizona at 7:50 in the morning raking his leaves in the middle of December? Who knows? But for a second, I thought I was going to have to buy him a new patio door at Home Depot. And that's not something that I was looking to buy that given day. But then I realized that like my cat, I had started to learn a new tool for getting what I wanted, which was a straighter ball flight. Something had changed. I was hitting huge push cuts to the right. Now all of a sudden my ball was duck hooking to the left. So I re-teed my provisional and adjusted my face and setup just to deal with the new move that I had been working on and just let that bad boy fly. And man, did it fly. At that point, I just had to fully embrace that I was going to go through this entire tournament hitting every single drive with 100% commitment and with absolutely no fear of where that ball was going to go, because I was starting to get onto something and I needed to work it in a gaming environment. So that's what I did. I gripped it and ripped it on the next hole, which was 18, on 1, 2, and 3, then also on 4, 10, 11, and then I followed it up on 12. And no, I didn't come away with the win this tournament. In fact, I didn't even place in the top 5. But I can assure you it had absolutely nothing to do with my drives and probably had everything to do with that quad that I put on the car. But what I can tell you is that I hit every single drive that day with absolutely no fear, repercussions as to what the ball was going to do. I trusted it, and I started to learn a new movement into my golf swing. And because golf is golf, you know, nothing ever happens at the time you want it. You're always a day late and a dollar short. And the very next Saturday, at a practice round that I was playing, I had one of the best back nines that I have ever played in my entire life. And somehow still managed to put another quad on the card. Golf can be so cruel. How can you make swing changes at home? Step 1, remove the ball. All it does is cloud your mind from focusing on what's important, which is making the actual movement change. Step 2, Do a lot of sandwich drills in the mirror. Do the good move with the bad move and the good move on top of it. Keep doing that, and those neural pathways that know your old swing will start to slowly merge into the new move. Step 3, give yourself positive reinforcement, just like Max. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself good job when you do a good swing move. Let yourself know and let your brain know that you're doing a positive thing and that it should continue to learn how to do more of it. Number 4, stick with it. Think in terms of months, not weeks. And finally, number 5, embrace the change. You will start to see changes in your ball flight. Resist the urge to go back to what is comfortable because that will revert you back to your old ways. Embrace it, accept you're gonna hit some bad shots, probably lose some balls. Hopefully you don't have to replace any patio doors or accidentally maim any civilians that are just doing maintenance and lawn care on a Friday morning. It was like a little tiny piece of like it was so small. Like why would you have trees and a lawn? That's really all I got for you people. As always, thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel. Deuces, let's keep it moving.